Welcome back to our channel. We are BitcoinMagazine.nl and we get to sit right here in the Old Royal Naval College for the Midnight Summit 2025 event. You heard that right. Midnight has a summit and we get to sit here. Cameras, lights in one of the most beautiful and historic places in the heart of London. Moving forward to why we are here today, you get to actually be able to prove funds without actually having to show it off to everybody. How's that sound? Interesting, isn't it? Because if you think about it, if you want to know exactly how much money is in your bank account, how do you do that in traditional finance? But in decentralized finance, we get people like Shyam. He makes those things happen for our ecosystem within Midnight. So we're going to talk to him. We're going to get all this information and we're going to find out what makes him unique. Because we work with a lot of people and we get to sit down with a lot of people. But if he's sitting here, it's because his product is one of the best. You know what to do. Share this video, like this video, comment on this video. Help us keep making this type of content that pushes forward our ecosystem and also mainstream adoption of crypto. So, Sham, I had to practice his name over and over and over again. Sham, talk to me. My first question would be very simply put, why? Why was it important for you to be here for the Midnight Summit 2025?
Well, first of all, Emmanuel, thanks for having me. Super excited to be here. So I'm Sham. We're a team called Provably, and Provably allows, as you said, allows systems to prove facts about their data. Now, Midnight is a next generation blockchain where in the first ones you could maybe send money, you could do transfers, maybe you could do swaps. Midnight is very unique that you can program over private data. Now, one thing that we want to add to that is intelligence. We want to allow the user to prove something about themselves so that the smart contracts can do even more cooler things. So, for example, imagine I'm a Midnight user. I have a lot of assets, but only I know it. It's in my wallet. Now, how can I prove that when I arrive to a DEX that I should get the best rate possible? So I should be able to prove that I'm doing 100 transactions a month on Midnight, or I have over a million USDC on Midnight, without revealing the actual assets that I have and so on. So those are the type of data queries that I can prove, and then I get some personalized rate, some trading rate. Maybe I even trade for free. I don't pay fees.
For those of you who are actually listening to him very closely, you know where this leads. It's a zero knowledge. So whenever you get to zero knowledge, they're not the only person that's actually trying to make this happen. They're one of many. So tell me, what makes you unique?
Almost everybody that is working on zero knowledge is working on making the transaction happen. Let's say that's the smart contract side. What we do, and we're unique, and probably there's only one other team working on it, is the data side. So when you make a transaction, you create data that an event happened. And then when you think back over the year, you've got hundreds of transactions. So that's the data, the private verifiable data that chains create. So we focus on proving facts about that data. And whilst everyone else is focused on send money or do transfers anonymously. So they focus on the sending side. We focused on the data that comes from all that sending. So
And is
in
there a
a
need for that?
yeah, so in traditional in computing, applications create data.
Yeah.
So in crypto, we are, you can say we are like in the mid 70s. So until the mid 70s,
Yeah.
there was no database. There was no data query engine. So let's say you did voting,
Yeah.
okay? You couldn't ask questions on that voting like, hey, did we do the voting correctly? Or what age group voted what? These
Everything
were
was a spreadsheet and you couldn't actually
everything was on
compute it.
a paper ledger or
Exactly.
on. So then in the 70s, in computing, we realized, wow, we're going to create shitloads of data, right? We're going to create tons of data. Why don't we create what's known as a query engine? We
Yeah.
can ask questions on that data.
Access was one of the first.
Uh, uh, and then we had Oracle and then
Exactly.
Siebel and all of these,
Exactly.
right? We've reached that point in crypto now. All right.
Okay.
So crypto is creating over a million transactions a day. The whole world is going online and going on chain. We're going to create so much data, and business, commerce, economics is moving on chain. So now with all that data, we want to prove facts about that data. So we want to do things like proof of reserves. or proof of assets, proof of liabilities. Or if I'm a regular business building on chain and completely operating on chain, I want to show at the end of the month that I'm profitable, for example. So yeah, the point is, um, money has a life cycle.
What sets you and what makes you different than just a data aggregator then? Where do we go from a they're just a data aggregator? Like, no, they're not just that. They are also what's that also?
I think we are entering something like Midnight, where it's the first time that users can own their data. So
Okay.
there's no need to aggregate anymore. So
Okay.
users keep the data in their wallet,
Mm.
and without sending that data anywhere, they can prove facts about that data.
Okay.
In the old world, you had to send that data to some centralized place, and
Yes.
then now you've got somebody else has a copy of your data.
You had to aggregate it.
You had to put it all together,
Exactly.
aggregate it,
Yeah.
create a data lake,
Exactly.
and now the data lives elsewhere.
Yeah.
But in crypto, the data stays within the user's environment, and
Mm.
they can, without sending that data anywhere, they can prove facts about that data. Now, one of the problems, like this is a, this is something that people have been trying to use zero knowledge for about 25 years. It's not new. The problem that we've had to solve is, there's only about 2,000 people who actually know how to use or how to build circuits or write using zero knowledge applications or
Yeah.
write zero knowledge applications. So
Very few people.
very few. So what we had to solve was, SQL is the number one language that everyone knows for data queries.
Mm.
There's like 7 million developers out there.
Mm.
So the question was, how do you make zero knowledge usable by those 7 million people? Then they can get facts about data without knowing any cryptography, knowing any of the really complicated stuff.
Okay.
So it was about solving that accessibility, and then creating a system where users have billions of devices, like we all have devices. So how can it run in our environment? So these were the two big things that we've done.
And how far are you in solving these issues?
So we've pretty much solved it, and now we're, since July, started our integration to Midnight. There's a
Okay.
lot of challenges ahead.
And that's where I want to get to.
Yeah. So
First, because you just pointed out two very extremely big challenges.
yeah.
Conquered, done, moving forward.
Yeah.
What are the next steps?
So basically, the problem that we're going to have is that more and more data is going to be created. So we're going to get to big data,
Yeah.
right? So if you take the average user today, they probably got a few hundred transactions. But as institutions or businesses come online, they're going to have thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of transactions. So we have to prove on really big data, and we have to prove fast, like really quickly. No one's going to wait around for minutes. And then you have to prove it in really small, the proof size has to be really small. So let's say I want to prove to you, I want to sell you my business. Okay, it happens every day. Like people are selling things that they own, but I need to prove to you that last year my business made 2 million. But I don't want to wait a whole day to prove that to you. I need to prove that to you in an instant. And the data that I need to send to you, the proof size has to be about 1 kilobyte, which is tiny.
Yeah.
The first version we built last year, it was like 1,000 times bigger. It was 21 megabytes just to prove that one fact, and it took about 10 minutes.
Okay.
Now we've brought that down to a couple of seconds. So you could prove 1 million rows in a database. You could prove that in 10 seconds, and the proof size is 1 kilobyte. So the TLDR is, there's going to be more and more data created on chain. How can you prove that faster and as efficiently as possible? And that's the race that we're in. And to be honest, it's a constant race. So next year I'll tell you, hey, we're keeping up. And then you'll tell me, hey, another 100 million people came online. Keep up with that.
And I'll be honest with you. You mentioned something just now that
Yeah.
this is where it comes down to what you just said, the TLDR.
Yeah.
It's part of everything we do today.
Okay.
Everything's too long.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Everything takes too long.
Yeah.
People don't even watch a 3-minute video anymore because
Yeah.
it's too long. They click on that little button so it goes 3 times faster to watch a 3-minute video.
Absolutely.
Maintaining people's attention,
Yeah.
impossible.
Yeah.
So when it comes down to the generation that's coming up right now,
Yeah.
is a serious attention span problem. And I understand what you're trying to solve. From the other side, though, let's just say use case.
Yeah.
They sent you down to Venezuela.
Yeah.
Venezuelan elections are legitimately an issue.
Okay.
Every time someone that thinks, hey, this president won, everybody thinks, hey, voted massively, and then the dictator stays in power because he won.
Yeah.
How would you be able to solve that using your
Yeah.
data analysis system?
So there's two sides to voting.
Yeah.
The first side is legitimate people, real people are voting.
Yeah.
That's zero knowledge identity.
Exactly.
Okay, so I turn up with saying that I'm allowed one vote, and the system is only accepting people with zero knowledge identity.
Yeah.
Now comes the other side. Did the vote count happen properly?
Okay.
That's us.
That's you.
Yeah.
That
So
makes
we can
sense.
prove to you that this table or list of ZK identity people that
Yeah.
voted, we can prove to you that the maths was done correctly. Because you don't have just one person who they can vote for. They can vote for so many different people. All right, there could be 30 different people. It could be tiers, however it's structured. We can prove that the maths was done correctly on all of that. And then when you put it all together, you know that there was no one who double voted. There were no fake votes in there.
Exactly.
So we deal with that. You can see the vote counting, the integrity in the counting part.
The credibility.
Exactly. And then when you publish your results, no one's going to come and dispute, hey, you didn't count my votes properly.
No.
You've got a cryptographic proof with a verifiable proof that they can verify in milliseconds to know that that result is correct.
And when you bring Midnight and you bring your side of the actual equation
Yeah.
together,
So
what will that create?
Midnight allows people to vote without revealing their preference.
Yeah.
So
I still know what the vote was, though. I still know what you voted for.
Exactly.
But I don't know exactly who voted for
yeah,
what.
so you
within
will
that.
know exactly. So we will demonstrate that in aggregate,
Yeah.
this was how the votes panned out.
Yeah.
And the zero, and you don't have to, if you don't, if you want to dispute it, the normal way to dispute it is you'd go look at the individual votes and you'd count it all over again. It's a manual audit process.
Exactly.
With verifiable computing, you check the code. What did you run? And it's usually one line of code, two lines of code, and you can instantly resolve disputes. So basically, you can accelerate trust without losing privacy. Right?
Amazing.
People voted privately, and their actual raw transactions were never revealed. Yet we've proved that millions of these votes are all added up together to reveal this person won, etc., etc. So that's an example of a data query.
When it comes down to it, it's very simple. Trust requires transparency. But when you add Midnight to the equation, you get verifiable data without compromising your privacy, yet still building trust. I know. Whenever you put that sentence together, you're like, no, that doesn't make sense. But I hope you watched the video, because if you did, it does make a lot of sense. Thank you very much, Shyam. That was very good. I enjoyed it. This was another masterclass. It was another you, me, everybody learning and becoming smarter, because education is key. It's at the core of why we will get mainstream adoption for the whole crypto space. One takeaway from this event would be what?
I think Midnight is super ambitious. They've got super smart people. They're very pragmatic. I'm amazed at how collaborative the team is. I've literally managed to speak to everyone at Shielder Technologies, Midnight Foundation, and also people building on Midnight.
Yeah.
So many interesting use cases. So great event where everyone has come together, and I really believe that this time, 6 years into Midnight, I think we're close to cracking it and delivering something middle of 2026 on mainnet, where it's gonna be working, and the whole world's gonna take a big leap forward.
And hopefully we're all together in this. We are a huge community. Join our community. And the way he said it, super ambitious, intelligent people doing amazing stuff. That's what Midnight is all about. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
I appreciate it. You know what to do. Share this video, like this video, and make sure to comment. Help us keep making this type of content, and we'll see each other soon.